Hey guys, in this lecture we are going to see IPython and shell commands, meaning how can you use shell commands in your IPython shell. But before that, let's look into what exactly are shell commands if you are not aware of those things. And if you don't work with Mac OS or Unix based system and you're not used to using your command line, let's just do a brief introduction of shell commands. So shell commands are commands that you type into this terminal here instead of dragging, dropping, or clicking on some icons on your desktop, right? I have this terminal here and I can do a whole bunch of things like creating a folder or creating a directory, changing a directory, copying file from this directory to that directory, things like that, right? So let's just see some things that we can do in our shell. You can do echo meaning print this out on the terminal. Let's do hello world, and this is just going to echo, meaning it's just going to print this out in our terminal here. What else can you do? You can check what's a directory path. For that you do pwd, meaning present working directory. So pwd is going to give you the directory that you're currently in, and as you can see you're inside this guy here. This is the path where you are. And what else? You can also do ls, which actually lists all the folders or all the files that we have in our current directory, which is a projects folder. So ls is going to list them all. And as you can see, these are the names of all, like this blue one here are the directories. All these blue ones are directories, and these are just the files. All right. So yeah, so ls give you everything that you have inside your folder or directory. When I say folder or directory, they're interchangeable. So yeah, I'm just going to be using directory or folder throughout this lecture, so don't get confused. So imagine if you want to go inside this guy here, which is this folder here. So how can you go inside that? We do that cd, meaning change directory, to that, and if we do that, press enter, you're gonna be inside that folder. And how can you come out of it? You can do cd ... and you can be back to where you were before. So just to clear this up, ls gives you a list of all the things that you have inside that folder. For our case is projects folder. So let's do that. You will see this, and we're gonna go inside some folder here. You're gonna go inside this guy here. You just do cd space and the name of that directory you're gonna go inside, right? So these are just some basics of how you can. Oh, by the way, I just want to show you one more thing. You can also create a directory, right? You have these directories here. You can also create one. And how can you do that? You can do mkdir and create directory, right? It can be anything. It can be test1. Let's just call it test1. It's going to create this directory inside this projects folder, right? Press enter. Awesome. Let's check now. Let's do ls. Let's see. Oh, there you go. So this is your directory here that you just created. So this is just like a basic introduction of shell commands, right? You want to go inside the test directory, you can do test1, cd test1, and then you're inside that. And let's clear this up now. Yeah, so these are just the basic shell commands, and now let's see how can we implement these same shell commands in IPython. So for that, let's do python IPython. So we are inside the IPython shell now, and let's real quick look at how can we list everything that we have. So for that, we're going to do exclamation ls. We don't have anything right now, so that's why it's empty. But if we were in a directory where it had some files, then I think it will show up. So let's exit out of this folder that we just created, test1, and go back to something where we can find something, right? Let's do ls again and do this guy here, local functions project. Let's go into that, and now let's do python and python, and now let's try using ls in our IPython shell. By the way, let's just clear everything up so it's nice and clear. Exclamation ls. Awesome. So now you can see all the files inside that local functions project folder that we just got in, right? So these are all the files or whatever directories inside that folder. And you can also check your pwd, which is a present working directory. Press enter, and you will see you're inside here in this guy here, local functions project, which is inside projects, right? So yeah, you can implement all those shell commands in your IPython shell. I'm going to look at a couple more of these shell commands that you can use in IPython. Let's do echo. So let's type in, let's assign some string to a variable, hello world from IPython. Let's just assign this to this variable message. Press enter, and now let's try to echo this. Echo awesome. So to echo this guy, right, and I'm using this variable here, so you just gotta use these curly brackets, and inside that just pass in your variable, and it's just gonna echo it. Whatever the message you had, it's gonna come out in the shell, in the IPython shell. Let's look at one more thing here. I wanted to show you if you're gonna change directory inside IPython shell, how can you do that? So to do that, what you're gonna do is, you can try doing this guy, which is cd, and imagine if this is the directory we're gonna go inside, this one here, and we type in, and let's see. So see, we're not inside that yet, because if we were inside, we will see everything that's inside this guy, but this is still the same as what we had before, so that means we didn't really change the directory. So to do that in IPython, how you do that, how you change directories in IPython, you use %cd and just supply the name of the directory or folder you want to go inside, and let's see if this works. Oh, perfect. I think it worked. Yep, we are inside that. Awesome. By the way, there's a shortcut. If you don't want to use %cd to go inside a directory from IPython shell, you can also just do cd. So you could have also done this guy. Just cd and name of the directory you want to go inside. You could have done that easily, and that would have worked as well. So yeah, that's it, guys. You can read up more on IPython and shell commands. You can just Google it if you have more questions or more issues working with shell and IPython. I'm pretty sure that will help you out, or you can just ask me. Just leave your comments below, and I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much, guys.